Nestled in the heart of the Glens of Antrim lies Glenariff, often called the Queen of the Glens, a place of breathtaking beauty, landscapes, deep history, and a small coastal village of Waterfoot that has long been a gateway to this magical glen. Today we uncover the origins, the history, and the natural beauty of this stunning part of Northern Ireland. For thousands of years, Glenariff has been home to early settlers such as the Cruthan and the Celts, to the Vikings, to the Normans, and later on the Scottish and the English. This glen was a strategic route from travel between the coast and inland areas, making it a crossroads of trade, culture, and even conflict. Ardclinnis Church, now in ruins, is located in the townland and civil parish. The church's origins are somewhat obscure, but it is first listed in taxation records of 1306 to 1307. Local tradition has some legends as to who built this church, from St MacNissy to the Diocese of Down and Connor, and others St McKenna, where nearby stones known as McKenna's Chair. The church likely featured a thatched roof and measured approximately 17.6 metres by 6.4 metres. By 1622, sadly, it was described as decayed, and by 1657, it was considered ruinated. Subsequent reports from 79 and 85 indicate that no church was in use in the parish at this time. In the surrounding graveyard, there is one notable gravestone that bears the O'Neill coat of arms with the motto, "The Red Hand of Ireland." The Glenariff Iron Ore and Harbour Company Railway was a narrow gauge railway that operated in Glenariff area in the 19th and early 20th centuries. It played a crucial role in transportation of iron ore from Glenariff mines to the coast for export. Here is the white arches that once supported that narrow gauge railway. The railway was built to serve the iron ore industry, which thrived in the Glens of Antrim during the 19th century. Rich deposits of iron ore were discovered in the hills, leading to a boom in mining activity. It transported them effectively from the mines to the coast. The Glenariff Iron Ore Harbour Company constructed a narrow gauge railway. During the medieval period, the region was controlled by the powerful MacDonnell clan, the Lords of the Isles, Glenariff and Waterfoot being part of their stronghold, and their castle at Redbay was a key defensive position against rival clans and English forces. Glenariff's proximity to Redbay and natural harbour meant that even early settlers had some connection to maritime trade. The region would have interacted with other parts of Ulster, of Scotland, and even with Norse traders later in history. Tools and artefacts found in the region hint at trade and ancient links with other parts of the United Kingdom and afar. Waterfoot Beach, with the beautiful backdrop of Glenariff, stretches the length of the village, with a few areas of grassland managed as coastal hay meadows along its length, where you will find beautiful native flowers and listen out for the call of the oyster catcher foraging along the shoreline. Waterfoot is situated at the mouth of Glenariff, a U-shaped glacial valley and the largest of the 9 Glens of Antrim, the Queen of the Glens. The village is home to a beautiful beach and a river walk, and is also the starting point of the Glenariff scenic driving route, which follows the glen up past Glenariff Forest Park and then down through the valley to Cushendall. Seafaring has always played a major part in the history of Waterfoot. Before the 1800s, the glens were extremely difficult to access. The first landing stage at Waterfoot, known as the Black Rock, was near the mouth of the river, and ships would come in on the tide, unload their wares, and then leave on the full tide. There are references for ships arriving here from America and Canada in the 1830s. The Black Rock was blasted away around the 1840s and used in the construction of Redbay Pier, which then served the area for import and export of goods and travel. A car ferry also operated here in the 70s to Campbelltown on the Mull of Kintyre. Now let's take a short stroll through the town. One of the town's ancient trades was that of smuggling. The proximity of Scotland, the network of bays and islands around the north coast, were a natural environment for smuggling, which was a popular and lucrative activity. Government taxes and duties imposed on goods resulted in a flourishing trade in commodities such as linen, of whisky, skins, tea, wool and silk. Campbelltown custom officers logged dozens of interceptions of boats trying to land goods on Sandy Island, just off the coast of Scotland, a short sail from Redbay. The people of Waterford anciently supported themselves by working in the mines for iron ore or granite, by tilling the land with agriculture, or by fishing, and in latter years in the linen trade, by weaving in their own homes and selling their wares, importing and exporting. Now the town is all but silent, apart from that of tourism, which takes advantage of their beautiful beach, and on passing through the town on their way to the Giant's Causeway and further afield. Glenariff's economy evolved from a largely subsistence-based system into a more structured society under the rule of powerful clans. The arrival of the Normans and later the Scots and English settlers brought further changes, but the echoes of these early economies still shape the landscape and heritage of the Glen to this day. High above Redbay stands the crumbling remains of Redbay Castle, a silent sentinel over the glen. This fortress, built in the 13th century, was once the stronghold of the Bissett family, a powerful Anglo-Norman lineage exiled from Scotland. In 1242, Walter Bissett and his family fled Scotland after being accused of murdering a rival noble. Banished by King Alexander, they sought refuge in Ulster. The Bissets soon established themselves in the glens, constructing Redbay Castle to control the coastline and trade routes. Built from red sandstone, the castle blended with the cliffs, giving the bay its name. Its walls stood strong against the elements, with watchtowers offering sweeping views over the sea, a strategic advantage against potential invaders. By the 16th century, the Scottish MacDonnells had risen to power in Antrim. They claimed Redbay Castle, solidifying their influence over the glens. But conflict was never far away, and in 1565 the infamous Shane O'Neill attacked Redbay Castle in a brutal clash with the MacDonnells. The castle was left in ruins, its walls blackened by fire. Now let's head to one of Glenariff's, the Queen of the Glens, famous attractions, Glenariff Forest Park. The Forest Park covers over 1,000 hectares, with planted woodland, lakes, outdoor recreation spaces and conservation areas. Glenariff Forest Park is open to the public and caters for many outdoor activities, including walking, horse riding and touring. It has picnic and barbecued areas, as well as a tea house. Due to the richness and diversity of plants, part of Glenariff has been designated as a natural nature reserve. The timber walkway, a boardwalk that winds through the glen and alongside the river gorge, was built over 100 years ago and has been carefully reconstructed to provide a spectacular walk. Glenariff Forest is home to many animals of conservation concern, most notably the red squirrel, the hen harrier, and the Irish hare. There are several walking trails through the forest which give spectacular views and glimpses of wildlife. These include a rainbow trail, 0.6 kilometres, a scenic trail, 8.9 kilometres, and a viewpoint trail of 1 kilometre, and not forgetting the waterfall walk of 3 kilometres. The waterfalls of Glenariff Forest Park tumble down ancient rocks, their mist catching the golden light, the forest itself a sanctuary, home to the squirrels, wild deer and countless birds. For those who walk these trails, history and nature intertwine. The same paths once travelled by warriors and clansmen are now walked by explorers, seeking the magic of the glens. Glenariff and Waterfoot, where the past lingers in the ruins, the legends whisper in the wind, and the waterfalls sing the song of the glens. A place of history, of mystery, and untamed beauty, waiting to be explored.
Well, the sun sinks low on the golden sky. Shadows lengthen as the day